have Bamidele Farinre, and
Yeah.
she's gonna help me pronounce that throughout this entire, recording because she is amazing like that. You did such a great chapter with the book in terms of the Empowering Women in STEM book, the third book that we have out right now. I
You,
loved your chapter. I absolutely loved your chapter because I could hear and I could read the passion that you have behind you and the passion that you bring to the industry, especially to the healthcare industry. We have so many things that happen in that industry that when we think about it, sometimes we get a little bit, a little bit nervous
yes.
anytime we think about the healthcare sector.
Hmm.
But hearing your story and the way that you've motivated other people, the reason that you got into the healthcare system to begin with,
Hmm.
and everything that you've done, it's nothing short of amazing.
Thank you.
I know you're on an incredible journey right now. When you started this chapter, you were in the UK, and I know
Hmm.
you are not in the UK anymore.
Yes, yes, the journey keeps
Imagine that.
moving. It's
Of
taking
course.
us to places. Absolutely.
And that's what the journey is about. It's
Yes.
all about moving. It's all about connecting. It's all about making sure that we get the word out there. We get more people, we get more women involved in STEM, and especially with the sector that you're in, because we all need healthcare.
We
Whether
do.
we want to face that reality or not, we
Mm-hmm.
all need some sort of healthcare. So tell us
It's
a
part
little
of our
bit.
life, isn't it? Like
It
I always
is.
say, the healthcare, you cannot separate it from your life. From the
No.
day you're born to the day you go to sleep. Like
Hmm.
to be with the Lord. It's you, yeah. You
It is on you.
can't get away from it.
Tell me a little bit about what you do, though. Like, tell me and tell everybody else who's going to be, listening to this afterwards, a little bit
So
about what you do.
my can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah, you're good.
I actually wear many hats.
I figured.
I do. And sometimes I'm like, how are you doing it?
Yes.
So, first of all, I'm a scientist.
Yeah, you are.
That cannot be taken away. A chartered biomedical scientist. And my specialty is in virology.
Mm-hmm.
I have experience in microbiology as well.
Wow.
And pathology as a whole, put it that way. I've worked my way across all different disciplines within pathology. And for many that may be thinking, what is pathology?
Yeah.
It's science. We're talking about laboratory. We're talking about, so when you hear biomedical scientists, we're talking about people that save lives. That's what I call us. We save lives. We work behind the scenes with the doctors, helping them so that they're able to manage whatever conditions, diseases, that is going on with people, infections. So we give them more or less the answers. Okay, this is what is wrong. Now you can go and do your job so that you can manage these people back to health. In simple terms, that is what biomedical science is that we do. It's beyond that, but that is just in layman terms. I'm an agile project manager as well, a certified scrum master. I'm
Oh,
a university lecturer too.
nice, nice, very
Yes.
nice. Love
Outside of
it.
all the other, which we probably get into, like being an advocate in STEM, I'm an
Yes,
author too. I'm a published
you
author,
are.
a
You are.
self-published author. Yes.
Yes,
So
I saw your book. Amazing.
yes,
Amazing.
and
Thank you for
that's
putting that out there.
oh, thank you so much. Yeah, it's about my journey really,
Yeah.
and and it has the story, put it that
Mm-hmm.
way, the experiences from learning to then
Yes.
being a leader in STEM. And my career spans across laboratory science,
Right.
healthcare, leadership, and education. But what really excites me about my role is the diversity
Yes.
that I'm able to starting from grassroots, I
Mm-hmm.
entry level and then moving up, developing and not stopping, from applying scientific expertise in clinical settings to driving innovation,
Yep.
in efficiency project and shaping, of course, the next generation of scientists
Yeah. Of
through my
course.
teaching, through sharing of my story and through mentorship. But I know that each of the roles that I've had, I've been strengthening each other. Is like is a layer
Yep.
that makes a broader impact in STEM community and
Mm-hmm.
in healthcare in general.
Oh gosh, you would do so much, Bami, so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
So, what inspired you to write this chapter for the Empowering Women in STEM book?
This story has to be told.
It has to be. I'm so
Yeah.
glad you did.
It has to be told. One thing I found is sometimes we do not realize the power,
Mm-hmm.
impact that is in us sharing our story.
Yep.
The sharing of a story is having a voice.
Mm-hmm.
And I wrote my chapter because I believe representation
Yeah.
matters. Throughout generations, we've seen the way things have been portrayed to us, our stories. If you're thinking
Mm-hmm.
about culture, if you're thinking about lineage, you understand, if you're thinking about where you're coming from, what
Yep.
legacy are we leaving? This chapter
Definitely.
is a legacy of my experiences that somebody may read
Mm-hmm.
and be able to learn from me. They'll be inspired, they'll be
Yep.
motivated, they'll be empowered because I'm sharing my journey not because it's full of triumphs, not because
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't have its challenges, it doesn't have its ups and downs, but also I shared it because of the challenges, which is unique to me. When I say unique, I'm not saying that not some people would have gone through this same
Mm-hmm.
journey. They might have walked it, but each experience, each individual is different. There'll be
Yep.
something slightly different about our story.
Mm-hmm.
So, me specifically, as a Black female scientist, an
Yeah.
emerging leader in STEM, because I was once told, especially when I've not even started the career at all, that I didn't have the ed for science. I
Oh
was.
no, they didn't.
Oh, yes. I mean, this story, every time I say it, is fresh in my brain. You
Yeah.
know, when you're watching a movie,
Mm-hmm.
it's so visual. Like I
Yeah.
can close my eyes and I can still remember the face of the person that told it to me.
Yes. And I know
And
you mentioned it in the story as
I
well.
did. Because when I look back and I'm saying the success is speaking of itself. And
Mm-hmm.
that's where, this validates that saying that says your failure, your past failure does not determine your future.
No, it
It
definitely
doesn't.
doesn't.
But the only way it doesn't determine your future is what you make of it.
Uh-huh.
Because it could have determined my future if
Yes.
I said, oh, maybe it's true. Because if
Mm-hmm.
I did have the ed for science, why did I fail?
Right.
None at that point, I'm so young. I'm still trying to
Yeah.
navigate, fully
Yeah.
understand that failure is part of the journey.
It is.
It's part of the journey. So this story is a reminder that obstacles, they can become as stepping stones. They become a fuel, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So writing this chapter, it gives me like the chance to
Yeah.
give a voice to the
Yes.
underrepresented. When I say underrepresented, especially many may say, oh, women, we're always saying women. It is true
Yep.
because we shrink back. We don't like
Mm-hmm.
to speak because we feel like, oh, we're showing off,
Uh-huh.
But we've got so much in us. If we don't speak, if we don't show up, if we're not given the platform, how are we going to inspire? How
Yeah.
are the ones coming behind us going to know that, oh, I've got the power, I can do it?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You're
Definitely.
right, Tini. Yeah, it's to encourage others also who may feel unseen,
Mm-hmm.
overlooked, to keep pushing forward. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think you did such a great job in the chapter because you captured everything from, I would say, growing up
Yes.
until the part of your journey that you're on right now,
Mhm.
and all of the different phases that you had to go through, all of the different challenges and the obstacles, without giving out too much of this. Um, but throughout it all, your passion to help people and your passion for the reason that you're getting into this industry is what remained the same no
Yes.
matter what. And
Mm.
I absolutely love that. And that you were able to highlight that so well in your chapter.
Thank
And
you.
thank you for putting it out there and, letting us know that we need to pay attention to that
Mhm.
and we need to help the future generation because just as you said, if it is, back at that teenage years when you were told you can't do this. If you had listened, you will not be on that beach that you're on today.
I would not, and I'm enjoying it. Look at it.
Yes, you better enjoy
That's the joy of freedom, you know.
Yes,
Only the
definitely.
journey. And you know, the thing about it also, you know, when you share the story, the
Hmm.
vulnerability, because sometimes when I still speak about it, you feel vulnerable.
You do.
You feel like you're sharing your failure. But if you don't share it, others are not going to learn. And it's
No.
reflective for for me too.
Yes.
Because I'm thinking, wow, what did I do then? To
Yeah.
be honest, because I didn't even, you know what, at that point, there was no thinking time. I
Yeah.
just went in. There was
Hmm.
no room for thinking. Do you understand?
Hmm.
You just know that, okay, you failed, okay, go again.
Yeah.
It didn't mean that I
Get
didn't cry.
that.
I cried my eyes out.
Oh, of
And
course.
thank God for my friend. And you know what? In situations like this, that's why in a community and support
Very
system
important.
important. Oh, so important. It was my friend, my dear friend, that said to me, Bami, don't worry. You're gonna do it again. Let's start
Hmm.
again. You've come this far.
Yeah.
And I did it again. I went again.
Hmm.
So,
Yeah.
here we are today.
Oh, here we are today. So, your first failure doesn't mean that you have to be redirected to something else. It
Mhm.
could just be you preparing for the future to be a
Yeah.
little bit stronger and,
Yes.
help others along their path and along their mission because that's what it's about,
It
making
is.
sure we ensure the future generation is ready for what's coming because none of
Mm,
us know what's coming. It
no.
keeps changing every day,
Yeah.
every hour if you look sharp.
Yeah.
But tell me, like, what would you say to others to inspire them to get involved in STEM? Those who are, at these younger ages and still trying to figure out, do I want to get into STEM? Is it, oh my gosh, it's such a math field. I don't want to touch that,
Mm,
nothing with numbers. Or even those who are in different industries right now and they're thinking about doing an industry change or a career change because
mhm.
it's never too late for that.
Yeah, it's never too late. And the beauty of it, and more of the reason why I will keep showing up also is
Hmm.
I see the joy,
Yes.
the enthusiasm when I go into schools, especially like primary schools, even
Oh,
nursery,
yeah. Yeah.
primary school, secondary school, and you see when I speak to the students and I say, oh, I sometimes I won't tell them exactly what I do.
Yes.
I'll wear my gear, my lab
Oh,
thing and
nice.
I will tell them to guess. You'll be amazed what they come up with.
Wow. Yeah.
Oh, and they'll be like, oh, so you miss potion. Oh, you're a doctor.
Ah.
Oh, you're a chemist. And I'm like, wow. And when I tell them what I do, they'll be like, oh my God. And
Wow.
then I'll make it so fascinating. I'll be like, I'm the one, I test your poo. They'll be like, eh? I test your snot, your urine. And I give the example, oh, when you go to the doctors and they take a sample when you're not
Hmm.
feeling well, I always use chicken pox as a as a maybe they can see it, they can see that you've got a spot, but they're not sure. They want to be sure, and they take
Hmm.
some samples from you, they send it to the
Yes.
lab. Well, they send it to us. Well, most of the samples, and I try to explain to them, isn't it?
Yes.
So when you see them, because when you think of scientists, the way that we've been portrayed in the
Oh,
media
yes.
is different to reality.
Hmm. Definitely. You
Different
just
to
think lab
reality.
coats, this very dark lab or bright
Exactly.
lab
Or
in
the
some
person,
cases.
the hair is all over the place,
Yes. Yeah. We
the
have
mad
good hair too.
scientist, And what I always say to them, I say, look, there is STEM all around you.
Hmm.
You cannot separate yourself from STEM.
No.
So I give them examples so that because when they hear the word STEM or science, even
Yeah.
the word science or
Sounds
technology,
icky, right?
and math, they're thinking, oh no, it's not for me. It's
Yep.
too much. It's for the geeks. Yeah, that they say geeks.
Hmm.
They
Hmm.
say you. What we don't understand is in our own way, each of us, we are
We
geeks.
are. We are.
We
We
are.
totally are.
Whatever gift that you have that you excel in, that's you
Yep.
being a geek in that
Yep.
in that,
Yep.
so that's how I bring it out to them.
Hmm.
Although, to be honest, when you inspire others and you tell them about what you do, not everybody's going to come into STEM, but it's
No.
just making it available to them,
Yep.
making it accessible to them, letting them know that it is not all just lab coats. You can work
No.
offices, you can work in the fields, you can work in so
Hmm.
many different arms. Even in business, you
Yeah.
apply science because you're applying data, numbers. This is how you bring it to life so that
Hmm.
they feel like, okay, okay, fine, I think I can do it. Take technology, for instance. Everybody uses technology. Our little ones these days, the babies even, they know how to operate a phone.
Because they're born with it in their hands.
Imagine, yeah, so how are you going to grow up and tell me you don't want to go into technology?
Oh my
You
God.
know, so these are the myths, that we try to demystify for the younger ones, even not even just the younger ones, our older generation as
Hmm.
well. I know the likes of my mom. When it comes to technology, well, I don't know about it. Come and teach
Yeah.
me. Oh no, I don't even want to learn. They're not interested. They want you to do it for them. And
Yes,
when you do it to them, they're fascinated.
they are. They
They're
are.
fascinated. So what I wanted, this is my way of inspiring. I always tell them my story as well
Oh,
because
yes.
I think it speaks volume because things may not go the way you plan.
Hmm.
That's what
Never.
I tell them, yeah. Especially when they're at the GCSE levels
Oh,
and
yeah.
they don't get the grades that they want and they
Yep.
think that's it, I'm giving. I'm like, no, no, no. It might be a
Hmm.
redirection. You might just need to think again,
Yep.
what can I do? Because like I said, I wanted to be a pharmacist and I didn't get
Yep.
the grade. Maths was I always like to use the phrase, maths was my strongest point. No,
Oh
it
my
was,
gosh.
but we know what that means. So I said, but yes, you use maths, but there's a way that you use it, that you apply
Yep.
it. So, I
Hmm.
mean, so STEM for me, if I want to round up with this, is that it's more than a career path. It's a way of
Yes,
life. You
it
want to
is.
see it that way. It's a way to shape the future. And we can even tell in the way the world is now, everything is science,
It
like
is.
it's
Every
technology,
single thing. You can't
everything.
hide from it.
You cannot. Whether you like, you cannot, So, and then it's from simple things as, you'd switch on the lights in your
Hmm.
house, you were able to use the telephone, every little thing, even showering, you
Oh,
understand?
yeah.
Is behind it, how is the water coming out of the shower? Those sort of things like that. And
Basics.
so whether you're solving like a global health issue, challenges, advancing technology, or creating simple solutions for communities, we
Hmm.
hear now of prodigies, younger ones that are coming out with
Yeah.
mind-blowing innovations in their community,
Yep.
you
Yep.
know. So it's not limited. I always say STEM is not a respecter of age.
I like that one.
It isn't. It's not a respecter. It does not, and it does not discriminate. It doesn't.
It does
It is
not.
what it is. It exists as it is. So, but what it does is it opens doors to endless possibilities.
Hmm.
What I'll say to those coming up, to inspire more people is that don't be intimidated
Yep.
by the stereotypes or the barriers that you may face because those exist. You cannot, you can, there's
Hmm.
nothing about it. But if someone like me that was once told that I
Yep.
could not read in science and I rise now to be not just a chartered scientist, an author and a
Yep.
multi-award winning one, this one
Hmm.
I have to say because I earned it.
Yep, you did. You
So,
definitely did.
that scientist, a leader, a voice in STEM that will constantly, consistently show up.
Hmm.
If I can, then you can. I have a mantra, yes, you can.
Yes, you can.
Yes, you can, but no, 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 yes, you can.
Yes, you
Find
can.
your own way, pave your own place, in STEM. And one thing I know that has helped resilience, curiosity,
Hmm.
and the right support system that I
Yep,
can overemphasize, that contribute change and it changes lives, leaving a
it
lasting
does.
like a legacy. Yes.
It does, Bami. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much for everything that you continue to do and inspiring all of our future generations, making sure that they know what is out there. And if you have not read the book yet, you're so sticking. You need to check out Bami's chapter. It's chapter 20 in the book. Look out for it, have a read of it. It's an amazing journey. Bami, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me. And I would like to say as well, because without you providing this space, the story, it wouldn't be amplified. So thank you very much for the
That is
space.
my pleasure.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Bye.